playing a humble Corky Riven. We know when it gets to this point of the game, it does start to fall off. A lot of power from his augments, though. We'll see if it makes a difference.
Yeah, as well. Let's see that Vex 2 in the backline. Double Rage Blade. Some good CC comes across from Nunu as well. Morgana casting the Graves alive, but wrapping around here, however, is the Riven. It's still alive, getting a lot of good damage
Bosso
done
falls.
out there, but Bosso is down.
Darthnov is down as well.
They both are. Godlike Esports 2-0 against Fnatic. And in a statement way too, Barry.
Statement victory. We can see that he is so happy with that victory. Gobo, the sole representative for France here, able to pick up a massive victory. Top 4 last year with the Aegis squad. But that was dominant. Both games, they were essentially just running away with things. 3 players in the top 3. Nothing Fnatic could really do in either of these games here, and I think you can see how much it means to this squad. They didn't know if they would be able to get everybody here. Day6 so happy to be able to just get that first game out of the way. What a victory from Godlike.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm happy Day6 to be able to be here as well, right? Definitely love to see him compete and get such a strong victory. And we were talking about for Fnatic, right? How could they potentially bounce back in game number 2? They started off strong, right? They had the 2 win streakers, they had the 5 loss, the 2 5 win streakers, but still, it's really that mid to late game transition point that they start to truly struggle.
Yeah, it feels like both their early games, in both games, sorry, were very convincing.
Yeah.
They knew exactly how to play this stage 2, but the direction was just lacking. They didn't have the best line selection. It feels like the comps they opted towards playing. Ultimately, we did have triple prismatic here, which is high variance. You have a player
game warping.
You have a player with a bunch of HP hitting Call to Chaos, so I think Fnatic shouldn't beat them difficult much after this one. Difficult game to put behind you. But now no more mistakes can be made. They'll be in the losers bracket tomorrow. Fnatic, it's the 3rd time they've came with a 3rd different squad. Will this one go the same way as the others?
I don't know. Yeah, the squads have had pretty high expectations every single time, and they've unfortunately fallen short. They've had some really strong players. I think this squad is going to be just like that in terms of their strength. But let's take a look, of course, at some moments from that last game to take a look just at how Godlike Esports dominated that matchup.
Yeah, and everybody else for this Godlike squad had pretty comfortable spots by this point, but Tahuya had the most difficult to navigate. It feels like his job was finish 6th place, 7th place if he could, and just claw a few positions. We saw played very flexibly around this AP line, didn't hyperfixate on any particular carry, was just playing whatever he was given, able to claw a few positions. Boss on the other side, kind of forced with his Rage Blade and his Gamblers, has to be LeBlanc. Did hit the backline very quickly on his roll down, but the front line unfortunately didn't put together quick enough. And we saw he did get pretty strong and start to put together a streak, but he just needed more lives to work with.
Yeah, and Minhee had some nice upgrades there, but just the units that weren't good enough to stay alive in that game. For Bosso as well, right? You're talking about these are not great items. The Reforger to come through, it's mittens on the LeBlanc. It's cute, but not going to be. Yeah, definitely worth a try. Man, this round was so close as well. Did end up
with
winning.
the Arizora, which did end up make a difference, especially in this round. But as we touched on, I mean, Godlike had 3 win-out players, ultimately. Any of those 3 could have won the lobby, and it's just so difficult to turn it around. I think Day6 was just running away with things. He never was dropping rounds. I mean, when you have a birthday presents player with this many TGs, you're just going to put together the legendary suit board and everyone gets a TG. You know, even with a lack of combat strength from the rest of your augments, it's still going to be powerful.
Yeah, I think not a lot of teams would have approached that game the same way as Godlike did, right?
Very aggressive.
Yeah, it was super aggressive, having 3 potential win-out players as well, right? Being like, hey, I'm going to take Egg in this spot, even though Day6 was on like a 9 streak, you know, near that point as well. It was just so crazy.
It was Call to Chaos.
It was, sure. Actually, that's true. I was thinking like, oh yeah, chose Egg. No, just but having to play around at that point, then your team adapts, and it's like, okay, let me give you some wins where I can. You can be very strong when the egg cashes out, and then Day6, you know, can just put the power back on his board, and it just happened that way, right? It was just too many strong boards for Fnatic to be able to deal with.
I mean, even taking Call to Chaos is a risk as well, so not ended up being the egg, which paid off, but we saw Tahuya as well went for Golden Gamble, which he lost the coin flip on, so they definitely took their risks, but calculated risks. They knew that some of these prismatics, if you are able to get the coin toss, can work out so well. Just had clear direction early on, and I think they know that these fast 9, fast 8 AP boards are the way to play. executed them perfectly.
I think they had a game plan. They're willing to take risks and also willing to be like, all right, this risk didn't quite work out in the way I thought it would. Now, how do we pivot, right? And I think that's definitely a skill that separates good from great TFT players, right? I talk about that concept kind of a lot. And willing to pivot. Things don't go your way. How are you going to salvage it? I think Godlike did fantastic at that.
Yeah, they certainly did. I mean, we can't emphasize enough that both these games were very commanding. And we see here, ultimately, they had 3 players that were in a position to win out. As we see, Rico was just so powerful off the back of the Call to Chaos cash out. Daisy, not Broseph, we've been swapping in and out between the two of them. Sure. On, as you said, there's Nova line playing around the legendaries as well with Vex. So just so many players and that were in such a commanding position. Unfortunately for Fnatic, they were just playing catch up the entire time.
Yeah, right. Minhee in a tough spot in that game as well. Having to play around the Aurelion Soul and the Blitzcrank as your 2 damage dealers. It's like a little awkward there, even with the Sona being thrown in. But where's the front line, right? That Morgana, Nunu not able to quite do enough. I don't even know if they were both upgraded at that point either. So it is a little unfortunate. Fnatic going to be out. But Godlike Esports, of course, taking that victory. Let's go to Trouble with an interview.
Thank you guys so much. I've got the yapper himself here, Dehwa. He's been telling me all the secrets. First of all, congratulations for a very quick 2-0. Did you expect it to be this easy?
I'll be honest, when we knew Daisy was coming, it was kind of expected in our mind. I mean, with him, I just feel very confident that we can beat anybody in the world, really. So, especially like a team like Fnatic, who we didn't rate.
He's smirking right behind you while you say it. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it's just expected. We feel that we should be favored against any team we play. And yeah, hopefully we can prove that going forward.
There was a crazy 24-hour roller coaster. Obviously, Broseph, who's your coach, was going to jump into Day6's shoes today, but Day6's back. Did that shake the dynamic in whatever way in your team?
Not really. I mean, obviously, we'd love Day6 to be playing and to be on the team here, but we've kind of been playing and scrimming with a 5-man roster. Just, I still work, so sometimes I can't scrim, and Raiko's been having PC problems, so Broseph always would sub in here. So we felt confident no matter what the lineup was, that, we could definitely win and go far into this tournament.
How come this lineup came together? When we're talking about orgs in general, we don't really see a lot of NA/EU deals going on. So how did that come about?
Basically, when the points were forming, I was like, I kind of want to make a close qualifier team, in all honesty. So I hit up Daisy because he had a lot of points through the EU circuit. And then I was like, who else has a lot of points? I was like, so Raiko had a great performance in set 16. Went, I think, top 3 at regionals. So he was like, that was an obvious choice for us here. And then I was like, Brosif's one of my best friends in TFT. So I was like, I'm just going to pick him up. He went to Worlds that set as well. I thought it was an obvious choice. However, then Gobo, just for some reason, no team wanted to pick him up. So we're like, hey, he's one of the best 4v4 players in the world, if not the best. So I was just like, that was an easy addition to our team. And then Brosif, best coach in the world, was like, I'm just going to coach. So it's no problem.
That's actually crazy because usually when you think of EMEA, you think of the French community and the players, and Gobo is literally the only one representing that French community here. I have to ask you, you are certified IRL Yapper, Daisy is certified X-Yapper, so who's actually leading the team and who talks the most?
Oh, I think it's me by far. I'll be honest. Actually, Gobo was getting mad at me because I was so tired at during